Hey everyone, I'm Nicole DeSarno and welcome to this episode of Trying to Make It.
How many do you have in your mouth?
Alright guys, you ready for next comic? Yeah! Alright, then get excited, get it going for David Carlone!
Hey, I'm David Carlone. I'm 26 years old and I want to be a stand-up comedian. Trying to be a stand-up comedian. I was very overweight as a kid, so classic, I used comedy as a coping mechanism and defense mechanism. And when I was 12 years old, I looked up online comedy clubs. I wanted to try stand-up comedy. I loved stand-up comedians. I looked up to them. And I found a comedy club called The Comic Strip. Called up, told them that I wanted to come perform, and they signed my name up for the open mic on a Friday night, and I went with my parents and performed and did a 5-minute set.
I'm 25, I still live at home, and I went to film school, so my dad likes to remind me that my diploma is a $40,000 movie ticket.
And yeah, been doing it ever since. I went to college for film production, and while I was in school, I made 2 short films that were comedies, and then once I graduated college, that's when I got back into doing stand-up. I realized that's my first love. I just love making a crowd of people laugh.
All right, David, so we were talking a little bit about how, you started getting into it. You said you were 12 when you started, and don't worry about your posture. It's okay. Just be comfortable. Just keep it loosey-goosey, What are some challenges? Because you've worked in film, you've worked with acting. What are some challenges in stand-up comedy that you find is different from what you've previously done?
Stand-up comedy, writing jokes is like a puzzle, and you have to get what you want to say out in the shortest amount of words with having punchlines. So that's just the challenging part. You can think of something funny, but then it's making it funny for other people, relatable.
Is that what you shoot for when you try to make something funny, like to be relatable, or do you just think of what inspires you to make your own jokes?
I think being for descriptive, that's what I want to be. I want to paint a picture for the audience, and whatever happens to me in my life that I'm gonna do a joke about, I want to paint the picture for the audience so that they feel like they're there. You don't want to be telling a story for too long and then have one punchline for a 5-minute set, so you want to have everything planned out well. But yeah, definitely different from film, and definitely a challenge, getting back into it, years later after I first did it when I was 12. Especially in New York, it's very competitive. There's a lot of comedians out there, a lot of funny people, so you just have to make yourself stand out.
But yeah, I was really fat, so as you can imagine, elementary school was a blast for me. And I hope you understand the sarcasm, because I wasn't just a fat kid, I was the only fat kid. And being the only fat kid in elementary school is kind of like being the first girl in school to grow boobs. Because everybody looks at you, everybody talks about you, everyone asks if you have to wear a bra.
I'm relatively clean. I don't like to curse on stage. I think that's one way to stand out, is being the clean comedian.
How did you get into New York Comedy Club?
They have a showcase that you can sign up online. You have to register for it, and then they'll email you back confirmation. And yeah, I've been doing those shows. Anyone can sign up. My big show is February 23rd. That's Broadway Comedy Club, their industry room showcase. So.
And how are you preparing for that show?
So they give you a 5-minute set, 5-minute set on stage, and I'm just practicing that at other comedy clubs, getting in front of as many people as I can, looking back at tape and seeing what words work, what words don't. And I use real situations that happen to me and then just build on that. It's exaggerated, but it's all based on true events. I'm single, so being single in this day and age is funny. Dating's tough, so.
He's single, ladies. And you now work, that's something.
Yeah.
So I'm still single? What? Huh? Yeah, I'm still single. My grandma tells me, she's like, David, you're like the first piece of bread. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, well, nobody wants you. But eventually, all the good pieces of bread are taken, and you find your exact match on the other end.
Okay, No, this is telling me to play my ukulele. So this is really.
You have a ukulele?
Yeah, I do.
I play a ukulele.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my god!
Yes.
This is amazing!
Wait, get it.
Wait, okay, so I have a timer and it tells me.
There it is.
Every night at 8 o'clock, my phone alerts me that it is ukulele time and I have to go practice my ukulele. We'll bring it out. We'll bring it out towards the end.
Okay.
So, okay. Would you say that it's, out of all the positions you've played, from director to producer to actor, is this the most demanding position you've had?
Yes and no, because I feel more at ease when I do it, because when you're director, you're in charge of a lot more people, and same with acting, you're kind of in your own element and you have someone telling you, directing you to do what you do. Now I'm kind of wearing all the hats, but at the same time I can do whatever I want. I don't have someone telling me what to do. I don't have to tell anybody else what to do. I can just be my own person, and yeah, I just really interact with people. That's what I like doing on stage, you know, just seeing people laugh and smile. So yeah.
Would you say that you have a comedy style?
Yeah, I'd say I'm long-form storytelling. I'd say that's my style. I'd say, you know, there's comedians who do one-quick-liners, which I'm jealous of. I wish I could do that. I wish my mind worked like that. Comedians who do music, one-liners. There's also ventriloquists, like Jeff Dunham, who's another one of my favorite comedians. So yeah, there's a lot of different styles out there.
Can anyone do it? Can anyone do comedy?
Yes, I think anyone can do comedy. It's up to you whether you want to do well at it. It's up to you whether you want to do it and be serious, because people have bombed. There's tons of professional comedians who have talked about going on stage and bombing. So anyone can get up on stage and talk and do it, but it's up to you whether you want to be good at it, you know, if you work at it.
What does it take to be a good comedian?
It takes thick skin. If you haven't bombed or failed, then you're not trying hard enough. Don't be afraid to fail. I've bombed on stage trying new material that I thought was funny and other people didn't think was funny.
Sometimes
it's just the crowd. I've done the same set at one comedy club, and then the next night done the exact same thing at a different comedy club with a different crowd, and it was a hit. Everyone loved it. But the night before, people just didn't feel it. It was just the style, you know, people like, sometimes people just don't relate, you know, and you can't let that get you down. You can't let one night deter you from what you really want to do.
And how does that feel when somebody doesn't laugh at your jokes, or when you just don't have a responsive audience?
You know, now it's like, you know, it's tough. And in the moment, it's very difficult to deal with, because you're like, wow, I suck, like I'm gonna give up. Because I was like, in my head, you know, maybe this isn't for me, I'll just get a regular job. And the next night I did well, and I'm like, this is why I want to do this.
And have you ever been booed off stage?
I've never been booed off stage, thank God. I'm not that bad. But I have had times where, you know, I'll say a punchline and you think you're gonna get a laugh and you don't, and that's when you like start to, all right. But then, you know, you have to kind of roll with that, where, you know, you work with the audience, be like, wow, you guys didn't think that's funny? And be able to just improv and have those skills to bounce back and forth with the audience and not panic.
You guys remember field day? See, what field day was to everybody else was your grade got split into teams and you compete in sports and events. At the end, the winners would get a pizza party. But to me, it was like the Hunger Games. You had to get a tank with dodgeballs and prayers for one slice of pizza at the end of all of it. But there was one event that they needed me for, and it was tug of war. Why? Yeah! Why? Because they needed an anchor. I remember one year, it came down to a tiebreaker. And what did we do for the tiebreaker? Tug of war. And Mike and his goons come up to me. He's like, don't screw this one up first, Carlone. We want that pizza. And I was like, trust me, Mike, I want that pizza just for that second.
What has being a stand-up comedian taught you most?
Taught me to, I guess, be persistent in what you want to do. Also, everything takes time. You know, nothing's going to happen overnight. It would be awesome if it did. But also just, it's really a test to see if you really love something. Because right now, you know, I don't make money doing stand-up comedy. I'd love to be able to say I'm a comedian as a profession one day. But yeah, it's taught me to just do what you love, and yeah, everything else will come after if you do that.
And has your family, I'm sure that they've been super supportive and amazing through this journey.
Yeah, they're supportive. Luckily, like anytime I have to do I do a show where it's like a bringer, you know, my family will come through. Yeah, they've been super supportive and having me, you know, continue.
Is your mom like one of those people in the crowd who's like, go ahead, David! I'm so proud of you! That's my son!
That is not.
I know him!
That's not.
Go ahead,
mom is not an Italian woman from the 40s.
You said you were Italian.
From the Bronx.
I did pick a niche Italian person with that accent. So what's the dream, you know?
The dream? That's a good question. Would be if I could make a living off doing comedy, that would be my work, performing in front of people. If I could forget about other work that I have to put my time into to make money and then just focus on this, that would be the dream. One of my goals is to perform on a late night talk show.
Which one?
Whichever one will take me. I love Conan, Jimmy Fallon.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me. Yeah. Oh, there we go. Yes, it's been a pleasure.
Amazing.
Yes. Oh, bring it in.
So
Bring it in for the real thing.
to have you on the show. No, seriously.
Like that. There
Is
we
this?
go. There we
Oh,
go.
is there
My
a
arm was stuck.
is there a secret comedian handshake that you guys do?
Actually, yeah, there is a secret.
Don't lie.
comedy-
Is there really?
There's a secret comedy
What is
handshake.
it?
I can't tell. It's a secret. Well, there's a whole initiation, and yeah, we have this like seance thing. It's all pretty intense.
Seance.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Maybe one day I'll learn.
Yeah. Maybe.
So, David, thank you so much for being on Trying to Make It.
Thank you for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Guys, if you want to check out David's stuff, you can follow him at
David_Carlone on Instagram. I'm also performing at New York Comedy Club on January 26th and Broadway Comedy Club on February 23rd. Or you can check me out on YouTube, David Carlone Films, and Vimeo, vimeo.com/David Carlone.
That's been awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you.
All right. See you soon.
All right.
Bye. It's been such a pleasure.
Yes. Oh,
Drinks.
Classic.
Classic. Oh, that was weird.
For show. For show.
Shizzle.
Don't do that. We touched tips. We touched tips. I'm kidding. It was good.
What? What? What?
It is kind of like a porno setup with these shag pillows.
First of all, what was I gonna say? What? I wanted that there.
Oh, good.
It was cute. You
It
know,
was-
like
it was
how little-
adorable.
You know how little kids stop looking at me, wipe it. First of all, Maria has great taste in furniture. How dare you insult my mother?
I was not.
Stop watching me wipe my nose, man.
Why?
Because it's making me uncomfortable.
Anyway.
You're not wrong.
I love watching people in their most vulnerable moments.
Oh, that's so awful.
Oh.
Mom?
Oh my gosh.
I didn't know
You-
somebody was there. I thought it was the wind.
Hello.
Say hi.
Oh,
That was scary when
That
she
was
popped
pretty
in. Cause my house, when the air conditioning goes on, it genuinely like doors do open. I
Yeah.
dead ass thought that that's what that was, and we just heard.